Hey, squad. I'm back. It's Ray, just want to share. It's been months since my last short. How have you been? And today, I want to share something that I think is really important, especially if you're doing business across borders. Legal advice is important, but sometimes it's not enough. Because when it comes to cross-border business, one of the biggest risks isn't necessarily that you don't know the law. It's miscommunication. Think about it. Business teams are usually thinking about, what's the business goal? How quickly can we launch? How can we make this work? Meanwhile, lawyers are thinking, what's the legal risk? Are we compliant? What happens if something goes wrong? Both sides are important, but if we don't communicate clearly, these different perspectives can create misunderstandings. And those misunderstandings can lead to delays, additional costs, or even disputes. Now imagine adding different countries, different laws, different languages, and different business cultures into the picture. Things can get complicated very quickly. A clause that looks completely normal in one country might be interpreted differently, or even be unenforceable in another. Even experienced lawyers from different jurisdictions can sometimes reach different conclusions because they're looking at different legislation, regulations, or court practices. So, cross-border legal work isn't just about knowing the law. It's also about connecting the dots. When businesses expand internationally, they may need to deal with regulatory compliance, commercial contracts, employment issues, data protection, corporate governance, dispute prevention and resolution, and of course, language and cultural differences. And these issues are usually connected. That's why I believe a good cross-border legal advisor should do more than simply give you a legal opinion. They should help you understand, okay, this is the legal risk, but what does it actually mean for your business? And of course, we can't talk about legal practice today without talking about AI. AI and legal technology can be incredibly useful. They can help with legal research, document review, contract analysis, and information gathering. And honestly, I think lawyers should embrace these tools. But there's one thing we shouldn't forget. AI can provide information, but judgment still matters. Because every legal matter has a different commercial context. There are different stakeholders, different negotiation dynamics, and different business priorities. And sometimes the real question isn't, what does the law say? It's, how do we manage the legal risk while still achieving the business objective? That requires judgment, strategy, and communication. So for me, AI shouldn't replace lawyers. It should help lawyers become more efficient so we can spend more time on what really matters: strategic thinking, problem solving, and working with clients. Let me give you a few examples. Imagine a multinational company expanding into several Southeast Asian countries. Each country has different employment laws, licensing requirements, and contracting practices. If every local stakeholder gives different advice, the business can quickly become confused. The role of the legal advisor isn't simply to say, here's the law in Thailand, here's the law in Vietnam, here's the law in Singapore. The real value is helping the business connect all of that advice into one practical strategy. Another example is a cross-border commercial dispute. Two parties may have completely different interpretations of the same contract. Add language differences and different legal concepts, and suddenly a relatively simple disagreement can become a major dispute. Sometimes the solution isn't simply going to court. It's helping both sides understand their rights, responsibilities, and commercial objectives, and finding a practical way forward. And finally, think about an international business restructuring. You may have legal requirements in several countries, but you also need to keep the business running. That means management, HR, operations, legal teams, and external stakeholders all need to communicate effectively. Again, legal knowledge is only one piece of the puzzle. So, what does a good strategic legal partner actually bring to the table? For me, it's 5 things. Number 1, connecting legal advice with business strategy. Number 2, coordinating across different jurisdictions. Number 3, explaining complicated legal concepts in a way that people can actually understand. Number 4, identifying risks before they become disputes. And number 5, staying involved throughout the business life cycle, not just when there's a problem. Because ultimately, the value of legal advice isn't measured by how long the legal opinion is. It's measured by whether the client can move forward with clarity, confidence, and a practical solution. So if there's one thing I want to share with you today, it's this. Cross-border business is not just about crossing borders. It's about connecting people, connecting perspectives, and connecting legal knowledge with business reality. And sometimes, the most powerful legal tool isn't another clause in the contract. It's simply clear communication. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, squad. And remember, prevention before solution. I'm Ray, and this is Ray Just Want to Share. See you in the next one.